before we go on ahead, I suppose I should tell you that we will, as is the norm these days, we will record the session so that those who haven't been able to join us today can reference it for future. And for yourself, if you want to look back, it'll be there as well. So I don't know if you want to have your camera off or if you're happy with it on or whatever, but just to let you know that it will be recorded. And also just to stay on mute throughout. If you want to ask a question, obviously use the chat box function, put up your hand, but there will be opportunities towards the end for Q&A, and we're also going to have an opportunity for smaller breakout groups to have a chat and get to know each other better at the end as well. So yeah, just to recap on why we're doing this, it is really to build knowledge of the tourism product, as I said, across the district. We're all very busy working in our own businesses, and it's important, I suppose, from the visitor's point of view that we are aware of what else is around us, and also how we can help our businesses by working together. So which, as you can see there, we're looking at strengthening partnerships to enhance the visitor experience and forge connections to support business development. So by being better aware of what is all around us and working together, it helps everyone that's operating in the visitor economy. So today's speakers, we're delighted to have Tanya Cathcart, who is the marketing manager with Fermanagh Lakeland Tourism. And they undertake the remit for marketing the Fermanagh Lakelands as a destination and also explore Omagh and the Sperrins. So Tanya is going to take us through the work that they do and the opportunities that are available for you as an operator to get involved in that. We also have Teresa O'Loughlin from Think Six, and Teresa has recently been appointed as facilitator for the Rural Tourism Collaborative Experiences Programme. So we're delighted to have Teresa A with us to deliver that programme, and B here today to give you a bit more information about what that programme will be, and again the opportunities for you and your business within that programme. And then thirdly, we have Caelan Fox from Blue Green Yonder. And again, Caelan's going to take us through what they offer in terms of activities and again, opportunities both for your visitors, for locals, and also for you to offer your visitors that come to spend time with you. So with that, I'm going to hand over to Tanya, and as I say, Tanya will take us through her presentation. Okay, Tanya.
Okay, folks, everybody can hear me all right? Thank you very much, Karen, for the invitation to address you all today. Hopefully most of you know who I am. I'm Tanya from Fermanagh Lakeland Tourism, and we're the destination marketing organisation for the region. We were set up about 20 years ago with a remit to market the Fermanagh Lakelands destination, and we're a public-private sector partnership company with 220 members. Our membership base is basically drawn predominantly from businesses that are directly involved in tourism, but we also have members from the hospitality, retail, transport, any business that's benefiting from tourism and who feel that they can benefit from being a member of our organisation has asked to join. So as I say, we have 220 members at present. The organisation is funded by membership contributions. So if you're a member of Fermanagh Lakeland Tourism, you pay a set annual fee, and that is invested into the organisation. We also get funding from Fermanagh and Omagh District Council. So collectively, the funds that we raise from members and the council funds and any other stakeholder organisations that we collaborate with, that is invested in the organisation, and we carry out a range of marketing activity. In the last 4 years, we've also been given a remit from the council to market the Omagh Sperrins region, and we carry out some tactical activity to promote that region, and the council give us funding to do that on behalf of the Omagh Sperrins region. If you want to click on. So for some of you that mightn't be members of ours or who are not aware of what we do, we basically do a range of destination marketing activity. So basically we try to get people to come to the region. As you probably are aware, it's been challenging times over the past year, and to be honest, our role has slightly changed, as many of you will know. In the past year, we've been giving an awful lot more advice and guidance and getting all sorts of queries from members that we wouldn't have had in the past. And the ironic thing is we've probably had more dealings with our members in the last 12 months than we've had in quite some time. So moving forward, as I say, we're very much involved in marketing campaigns. So our remit is to put Fermanagh on the map. We basically, our main markets, as you will be well aware, especially moving forward and coming out of lockdown, will be the Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland markets. But we also work very closely with colleagues in Tourism Ireland in order to promote to markets overseas as well. So we are planning already for our comeback campaigns, so to speak. So when everything gets up and running again, we do have assets and everything ready to run with TV, press, radio and digital campaigns. And hopefully that will be rolling out over the next few months as and when we get back to business. We are also building a brand new website at the minute, which is being very kindly funded by Tourism NI. So it'll be a brand new Fermanagh Lakelands website. It will give us an awful lot more control, because at the minute, a lot of the information that is on our website is drawn down from the TNI database, but we will have a lot more control moving forward. And we do believe that the website will also produce an awful lot better activity and presence for you as a member as well. We also would have a huge social media presence on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. And as I say, we have been trying over the past 12 months in particular, you know, to have a soft approach to this, you know, considering that we are in lockdown, but there is huge opportunities for members to share their experiences and their product with us via our social media channels, and we're always looking for new experiences and new product to talk about. Again, in the last few months, a lot of the trade and consumer shows that we would have attended in the past, consumer shows now not happening, but trade workshops, we have probably done more virtual online trade workshops in the past 12 months than we have ever done. So even though we know the international market is not going to return anytime soon, we still have been having virtual workshops with tour operators and agents from all over the world, hosted by Tourism NI and Tourism Ireland. And a lot of you who are members will have participated in those workshops. And, you know, we're getting great feedback from overseas tour operators who are saying, you know, we're going to be looking for new destinations, safe destinations, destinations that offer wide open spaces, activities. So we really do feel that our rural location will, you know, will really stand in good stead moving forward when we're ready to welcome more international visitors back to the area. We also work with a lot of media and influencers, and I'm sure a lot of you have been doing likewise. I mean, the year before lockdown, I think we hosted about 34 different media from 32 different media outlets. And that were just ones that we were hosting ourselves. We obviously work very closely with our trade, with Tourism Ireland, with Tourism Northern Ireland, and as I say, Tourism Northern Ireland in particular have been very good the past few months in instigating an awful lot of good, positive PR activity about the region. We also produce an annual visitor guide, which only our members are featured in, and visitor map. And those are really the only two pieces of material that we produce nowadays. most of our information, as you know, and visitors do pick it all up online, but a lot of attractions are still very happy to receive our guide and visitor map, and we'll probably continue with those into the future. As I mentioned before, we've been given an awful lot more marketing advice and guidance in the last 12 months, and maybe not even marketing advice, members that have been maybe struggling to find out if there's funding available, where it's available, how they can find out about it. As you probably know, we started up a WhatsApp group just at the start, just as lockdown kicked in 12 months ago, and we have about 130 members on that now as well, and that has been a great source of information for members, but also a great way for members to communicate with each other as well. So that has been a great platform. We've also been developing a lot more new themed and online itineraries, especially based on the experiences that are being offered. And again, we have been sending those themed itineraries out to any of the tour operators that we have had dealings with. And we would encourage any of you that are members and you've got a new product, you've got a new experience, if there's something there that you want to get the message out, please communicate with us. Let us know what you've got. Send us photographs, because we have a huge database of tour operators that we've engaged with over the years, and they're always looking for new information. We also utilise Tourism Northern Ireland's marketing platforms. Tourism Northern Ireland, as you know, responsible for marketing Northern Ireland within the island of Ireland. And then, of course, Tourism Ireland are responsible for marketing Ireland overseas. So we work very closely with them. They have fabulous marketing platforms as well, especially via social media. And, we want to engage with them and make sure that we're getting the message out there for the Lakelands, but also we post on the Ómas Bearns platforms as well. They have their own website, they have their own social media platforms, so we are able to work for both destinations. If you want to move on there. So what are your collaboration opportunities with Fermanagh Lakeland Tourism? The big thing that I would say here is communication. Please keep us informed by email or social media, whatever way you want to communicate with us, what you have to offer. We also send out regular press releases to press, to all of our Tourism Northern Ireland contacts, to all of our Tourism Ireland contacts. Tourism Ireland especially are constantly looking for new product news. So if there's anything you want us to share with them, we're more than happy to do that. We send out information bulletins not only to our members, but also to other local trade and tour operators, press, any contacts that we have on our database that are looking for information on both the Lakelands and the Ómas Bearns region. As we are starting to open, we have gone out and asked the trade now, can you please start sending in your offers or packages that we can upload onto the website and social media? Because although there's still a lot of uncertainty out there, I'm sure most of you are aware that Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland, or especially Northern Ireland visitors, they're looking for places to go. They want to book their summer holidays. They know they're not going to get abroad. So people are starting to search for information. So please share any of the offers that you have. We'll be putting all of that campaign information up on our website and advertising through social media. Again, if you've got any new product or any new experiences that you're developing, please let us know about them. Don't assume maybe that we hear about it on the grapevine. Sometimes we learn about what you're doing through social media. So please let us know what you're doing so that we can share that on all the marketing platforms that we have access to. We also, as I mentioned before, send loads of bulletins, but we're quite happy for our members to send individual, press releases and updates and share it with all of our local trade, Tourism Northern Ireland, TNI, or Tourism Ireland, and also media outlet or media companies. We are also planning over the next few weeks and months to have a lot more industry networking events. So they obviously will be held virtually, but we want to get sectors working together, and you know, that you can start to get to know each other, even if it is just virtually. And if you just move on to the next slide, and you know, this is where the whole collaboration opportunities with other trade come together. I mean, you know, what we really want to do is to try to link up providers with other providers in the area to enhance their offering. I know we'll be hearing from Keelan about, you know, about the activity that you're doing with Blue Green Yonder, but I'm sure you're only going to be only too delighted to work with accommodation providers, other attractions, to both enhance what you're offering, but also to work with a local hotel or self-catering operator or guest house and bed and breakfast, so that you can all cross-sell and enhance your own product with also, you know, working with somebody else as well. So there's all of those opportunities as well to cross-sell with similar providers and other experiences. And again, we can help through the trade contacts that we have in Omas Barons and in Fermanagh Lakelands to put people in touch with each other. I know the council and TNI and ourselves, as I say, we're all very aware now of developing experiences, authentic experiences. It's something that's really coming through from the Embrace a Giant Spirit, the new Northern Ireland brand, and we're all trying to buy into that. So again, anything that you're developing that's for the benefit of your customer and will enhance their experience, that's only good, and we're quite happy to promote that. As I say, there will be an opportunity for you to maybe cluster with other trade and pool resources. I know a lot of our members work collaboratively together, so a hotel will hook up with an activity provider or an attraction provider and provide a package, which then all of the providers can sell. So again, anything like that, if you want help or assistance in finding somebody that you can work with, then just get in touch with us and let us know. Basically, you know, the other thing I wanted to mention too, the Tourism Northern Ireland marketing platforms, they will be starting their own campaigns, obviously, when we come out of lockdown. Most of you hopefully will be aware of their Good to Go scheme. Just to let you know, they will possibly be introducing this new voucher scheme. You might have heard about it back maybe before Christmas time. They're hoping to launch a scheme, it'll be probably whenever we come out of lockdown, where people can actually purchase a voucher that will be valid then in accommodation and attractions and activity premises. It's giving customers anything that's either maybe £50 or £100 to spend, but if you want to be part of all of that, you have to be involved in their Good to Go scheme. And that's something, it's really, I suppose, a charter mark, if you like, that says we're good to go. You know, we're a safe place to come and visit. We're following all the regulations we need to follow, and we're basically good to go. So if your premise is not involved in that Good to Go scheme, please let us know, either myself or Karen, and we'll show you how you can get signed up for that. And the only other thing I wanted to, I just can't see the last wee bit, the Tourism Ireland platforms. I would encourage you as well to, on social media, we sent out something to our trade a few weeks ago, which was basically all sort of the links and of the social media links for all of our trade. It's so important to share, like, and comment on other trades social media, and it just really spreads the word. And if we can really just try to promote each other, again, is what I'm saying, and not only do it on a local basis, but also on an international basis as well. And if anybody needs any more information about what we do, about what Tourism Ireland does or Tourism Northern Ireland, listen, just lift the phone to us. We're all working from home, but my mobile number is out there. It's on all of our correspondence and emails, and we're quite happy to take calls from anybody that wants to get more involved with our organisation and who wants to use our collective marketing platforms, and we're more than happy to help any trade out there that want to get promoted even better. And that's it, I think.
Perfect, thank you. Can you hear me there, folks?
Yep.
Okay, thank you very much, Tanya. That's great. And as I say, when a follow-up email from this, we can provide obviously Tanya's contact details for anyone who doesn't have them, and links to the Fermanagh Lakelands website and Explore Omagh Sperrins as well if anybody wants them, but we'll do that in the follow-up email. So thank you very much, Tanya. And next, folks, we're going to move on to Teresa O'Loughlin. And I say Teresa has recently been appointed to deliver the 12-month Rural Tourism Collaborative Experiences programme. So what Tanya was referencing there around experience development, there's a number of programmes around experience development coming starting up, I suppose, shortly. So Teresa's going to take us through this one specifically. Are you ready to go, Teresa? I'll stop talking now.
You're still muted, Teresa. Top right hand.
That me?
Yeah, that's you.
I'm off to a great start. I feel like I'm just waking up myself. So first of all, thanks a million, Karen, for the opportunity to present today and to tell everybody about the Awakening program. And as it says on the slide, it's a Rural Tourism Collaborative Experience program. Tanya gave you a really good insight into the promotional marketing activity that's going on in the region. And I suppose if you take a step back, this program that I'll be facilitating over the next 12 months is really about product development and bringing tourism businesses, rural tourism businesses together to develop experiences that then can be fed into Tanya, and she can share the good news about those products and experiences that are being developed. It's great. It's really good to see a project or a program like this coming into our region. We're not the giant tourist attractions like the Titanic Centre or the Titanic Museum. We have really beautiful small rural tourism businesses that are really little golden nuggets in our landscape. So it's our job over the next 12 months to get those stories out. So if we just move on to the first slide. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Giant Spirit proposition that's been developed by Tourism NI, but essentially back in kind of 2019, before we all entered the world of COVID, Tourism NI launched the Giant Spirit brand. And essentially that was all about capturing the giant spirit of Northern Ireland. Centred, I suppose, around a kind of 4 core themes. And forgive me, but I have to refer back to my notes. So the first theme was about the giant spirit being big-hearted, and that's really directly relating back to the people of the region, and showing how big-hearted we are. Promoting original product and experiences in a creative way. So there might be a product or an experience that already exists, but is maybe stepping it up a little bit and injecting a bit of creativity into it to make it a little bit more original. Harnessing the legends and stories of the region. So we are great storytellers, and we have so many stories to tell. So it's really about sharing those stories as well. And then hooking in the themes of land, water and sea. So they were the kind of the overriding themes around the giant spirit. But on top of that, there's a business objective, obviously, and that's to generate the visitor economy, or increase the visitor economy into Northern Ireland. Now, of course, we're looking at the moment at predominantly domestic tourism scene, but we're hopeful that come 2022, 2023, we'll be back on track and looking at a more international visitor profile coming into the area. So those figures that were generated back in 2019, they're still targets that have been set, and that, you know, as a region, we are all through this collaborative programme, through the work that Tanya does, through all the development work that happens in tourism, that really this is the focus, that we need to generate a revenue of 2 billion by 2030 with 25,000 new jobs. And I suppose ultimately we want to do this by producing really standout experiences, and that will drive traffic into the region. And from our point of view right now, because we're dependent so much on domestic, we're fighting almost with our competitors, or with our companions or our associates in other parts of Northern Ireland, or in the border region, or in Dublin, Galway. So we have to create those compelling experiences in the Fermanagh Omagh district area. And I've no doubt that this programme will bring out some of those really, really good experiences. Next slide, Karen, or Joanne. I'm not sure who is. So I'm working off two screens at the moment, so you have to forgive me. So I've kind of already gone over this slide, to be honest with you, but I'll skip to the bottom slide. Can we just pause that for 1 second? So I suppose in all of the work that happened in 2019, Tourism and I wanted to kind of, I suppose, make the Giant Spirit proposition more tangible. So they identified 23 demonstrator experiences across Northern Ireland, of which we have a number in Fermanagh Omagh district. And once we've watched this kind of informational video, I'll come back and we can talk about those experiences that have been kind of the focus of the Giant Experience proposition in the Fermanagh Omagh area. So if you want to play that little video, please.
When we went out to consult on a new strategy a couple of years ago, everyone looked towards us and asked us what we were going to do to produce our version of the Wild Atlantic Way. We recognise the success that there has been of similar brands elsewhere, and therefore for us to be able to compete, it's important that we have a brand of this nature and can use collectively to promote ourselves in the international marketplace. There are quite a few people who've been involved in this process up to now, like Colin Davidson, our probably finest contemporary artist, and people like Paul Muldoon, probably our finest poet, allows us really to communicate the essence of what it is that we are putting on offer to the tourists when they get here.
I think whenever I first encountered that fabulous little term, Embrace a Giant Spirit, I kind of felt it encapsulated, from a personal point of view, what my feelings about this place were. There is an affection for this place, for my home, that I feel that pulled out. There was an idea that this was a place that was punching well above its weight as well. Here was, nearly for the first time, a group of words put together that showed the confidence that we as people from here have about where we live.
I'm excited by the idea of getting more people into this country in which I was born, which I love dearly, and which is so beautiful. The people in this country are remarkable. They've got a great sense of humor.
There is something really wonderful about that word, giant. It implies you know, gargantuan. It has got some connotations of things being bigger than they ought to be, but actually, when you think about giant in terms of spirit and the vaulting ambition that you have inside yourself and places you can go and things you can do, that's what it means to me. And certainly this place chimes with that.
I just love the decent people of this part of the world, and I would like more people to have the experience of interacting with them, and that's why I did it. I mean, I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to try to come up with some interesting language for the wonderfully attractive aspects of this part of the world.
This is the place I love, this is the place I call home. And to be asked to collaborate on the project by Tourism Northern Ireland has actually, I suppose, been a real gift.
I'm honoured to be asked to come and help along with these films, and it is spectacular to be here in the Mourne Mountains, not 25 miles from where I grew up.
Thank you. So I suppose that the clear message that's kind of had been coming out of that whole giant experience was around people and the atmosphere that that we want to capture and to share with visitors. So, and that's, you know, that's the same whether you're an international visitor or you're a domestic visitor coming into this region. I suppose the programme that we're going to be running is really going to be about following or aligning ourselves as much as we possibly can with that the giant experience ethos. So, and as I said, back in 2019, Tourism and I looked at a number of different tourism attractions, and these are the ones that are based on our doorstep. And, you know, again, I think that one of the underlying themes is around the people and the uniqueness of the experience that, you know, that's offered through those different attractions. So moving on then to the programme, if we skip on to the next slide. So the aim is really to increase competitiveness to the tourism sector within this region. We want to engage, support and develop rural businesses. So if you're a small business and you are, if you're a tourism business already operating, but you just need that little bit of a leg up, you just need a little bit of extra support, then this is a perfect programme for you. And ultimately, we want to drive economic growth. So it's going back to the idea that we want to make a contribution to those targets that Tourism NI have set. We want to be looking at creating employment. We want to be looking at sustainability in the tourism sector. So if you want to move on. So there's two kind of core areas that we're looking at. And we're running under the themes of Steeped in the Sperrins and Connecting with Culca. And I've been lucky enough to work in both areas over several years of tourism development. And the Sperrins for me is has obviously so much to offer, and it's just waiting to open itself out to the world. So you know, this will be a great opportunity to shout about the Sperrins. And then, of course, we've seen the success of the boardwalk at Culca, and that in itself will leverage, I suppose, more opportunities for tourism businesses in this side of the West Fermanagh region. So these are the two things that we're running with. So if you're within those two kind of catchment areas of Quilca or Culca and the Sperrins, then we want to be talking to businesses in those localities. So if you want to move on to the next. Our aim over the programme is, well, our aim is to develop two saleable giant experiences. Now that is at a minimum, so I'm optimistic that there's more than two saleable experiences in the region. You know, I'd like us to be busting that target. So we'll not be confined by that at the moment. the programme really will be about connecting providers as much as we possibly can, offering them support in development of their businesses, and offering them support in development of product, of new experiences. And this will be done through workshops, mentoring, specialised research, marketing plans and digital assets. And as the programme will run right the way through until next March, and we all hope that by next March everything will be at some level of normality. And who's the programme targeted at? Well, if you are in tourism, or if you have a connection who you think that would be a great product for the tourism sector, then we want to hear from you. So you want to move on to the next slide. So just to give you a bit an overview, what is a cluster? So it's a group of similar things growing or held together. So what we will do is we will build 2 cluster groups based on the themes of Quilca and Sperrins, and those 2 clusters will work together over the next 12 months. So it's really about forging those connections between, you know, within those 2 groups, to try and come up with some really great new experiences. Who can participate? Accommodation providers, attractions, activity providers, local historians, tour guides, hospitality providers, landowners, sports clubs and local legends. So anybody who has an interest and commitment to working to showcase our rural area. And once, you know, we'll be asking for expressions of interest once again today, and further down the line we will be kind of helping those expressions of interest to understand what level of commitment will be required. So if you are or if you know of an original orator, a Bridge of the Bread Maker, a dream catching accommodation, a musical maestro, a flat cap farmer with a way with words, and I'm sure we know plenty of them, a business or someone that captures the essence of who we are enabling us to connect with all of our senses. So taste, touch, see, hear and smell. We want to hear from you. So really we want to draw out the essence of these 2 regions. So the Sperrins region, and again connecting that back to people, and then in the Quilca region as well. And you know, it's really about trying to capture the essence of those 2 areas. Okay. Next slide. Thank you. So we want final expressions of interest in by Monday the 5th of April, and Karen is your key point of contact for expressions of interest. We will then be putting sharing an open webinar on the 14th of April. We will be doing an idea generation webinar on the 21st of April, and then we'll be forming the clusters in May. This programme has just started. So in terms of the detail, the first thing really would be to get your expression of interest into Karen as soon as you possibly can. Or if you know somebody who you think this programme would suit, ask them to get an expression of interest into Karen. Okay, and I think that's me. Thank you. I'll be online. I think there are breakout groups at the end, so if anybody wants to hook up afterwards, then that's fine.
That's great. Thank you, Teresa. Can you hear me okay there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Teresa. Yeah, in terms of the expression of interest, folks, we will, I mean, we're sending it out regularly anyway through both our social medias and our tourism newsletter on a weekly basis, but we'll put it in the chat box as well throughout the conversation here. So if you want to complete it, please do. And as otherwise, obviously, you can contact us through our normal tourism development at fermanaoma.com. So thank you very much, Teresa. We will move on now to Caelan Fox from Blue Green Yonder. Caelan, if you're ready.
Yep.
Perfect. That's great. I will shush and let you take it away. Well, first of all, sorry, Caelan, we'll play your video first, if that's okay, and then you can get into it. All right. Perfect. Thank you.
We're in Enniskillen, we're at the Water Activity Zone, and the company that I represent is Blue Green Yonder. And Blue Green Yonder was established in 2018. It's here for the support really of the kayaking, canoeing and stand-up paddling. So people can come here and hire. They can also come here for coaching sessions. We cater for families. We also cater then for the school groups, community groups.
We have 3 boys and 2 have a disability, so we always have a struggle to do something as a unit. When they were younger, it wasn't such a problem, but as they've got older, it's become more difficult. And it's usually swimming or a walk, very limited. So this was just ideal to come across this on our doorstep.
And then we're going to step over.
My sister, she has 2 kids and they had seen a post and used it and had spoken to Trevor about the boys, and he suggested bringing them down for to try, and it was a brilliant experience. I mean, they both thoroughly enjoyed it. So we had about 14 or 15 of a family unit that particular evening. Weather was brilliant and it was just ideal, very inclusive, and I mean, they worked brilliantly with the boys. Nothing was an issue. I was a bit reluctant initially, I'll be honest, but after our first experience, it was a no-brainer to return. There's plenty of staff, plenty of help available. They've made it as accessible as possible for the boys. Initially, our youngest son didn't even use the paddle. My parents talk about the water and boating and going to Devonish Island when they were younger, and they obviously spent an awful lot of time growing up on the water. It was something that I personally didn't do until I've got a bit older now, you know, and it's nice to I suppose be able to share that with my boys. This has given us an opportunity to do that.
Okay, thank you, Karen. Good morning, everyone. My name is Killen Fox. I'm here on behalf of Blue Green Yonder, and thank you very much for indulging me for the next few moments. So just as a little bit of a background about who we are, we're a relatively new and young company probably. We've been operating for a couple of years now, but primarily we're an outdoor adventure activity provider, and we've got a small but a growing team of very dedicated instructors who are all incredibly passionate about good experience, positive experiences and treasured memories, which I think that video probably does capture a little bit. And all of our instructors are quite passionate about their various things. So if it's bushcraft and the natural world, if it's water sports and water safety, caving, climbing, archery, mountaineering, whatever else it is, there's quite a wide range of activities. But I suppose what we would probably be most visibly known for is the Water Sports Centre in Enniskillen. Primarily, of course, what we are is driven by our ethics, values, and core priorities, and I'll get to those on the next slide. But I suppose you saw Trevor Foster there. He and myself are the directors of the company, and Trevor has a lifetime of experience of water sports on Lough Erne. He sits on the Canoe Association's coaching panel, so what Trevor doesn't know about paddling, there's probably not much more worth knowing. And he leads our Lough Erne Heritage and Natural Safari paddle tours as well. And then there's obviously a large team around us. So in terms of our priorities on the next slide, we have just got a few of them there in terms of we're really passionate about environmentalism and ecological responsibility. And on the last slide, you probably saw two logos. You would have seen Blue Green Yonder's logo and then another logo of Eco Rangers. And that's a program we have that has come out of really where we came from. The tagline is standing for what we stand on. And previously we would have been recognised with the Live Here, Love Here award for litter picks and all those sorts of things. So we do offer all of that, and if people want to go litter picking, boats are made available without any charge and stuff like that. So Eco Rangers is our new programme, which is launching this year, which will be really set up to help maintain the islands and the shorelines of Lough Erne, and will hopefully carry a little bit of education around biodiversity as well. And hopefully that video has captured the next one, which is inclusiveness and access. We're incredibly passionate about increased access for those living with a disability or limited mobility. It's something that we have canvassed for, and we've sort of worked with a number of partners, including Fermanagh and Omagh District Council and Waterways Ireland, to try and progress is the disability access to the islands and to the water in general, and also financial accessibility. In the 2 years that we've been operating in Enniskillen with summer schemes, we've given away over 50 free places to young people who otherwise wouldn't have had it possible to access the programmes because of cost and parents' financial circumstances. So we do firmly believe that a parent's financial circumstance or any other circumstance should never be a barrier to young people having access and having fun. We're also, we believe in sustainability, both environmental and in terms of how we operate the business. So we do try to keep operations within our means at all times. We're passionate about community engagement, and we believe that that's very, very important if we are to be successful, especially on somewhere like Lough Erne. Heritage development is another piece that we would have worked with Lough Erne Landscape Partnership to develop, and the Marble Arch Caves Geopark as well. And finally, water safety proficiency. So we do deliver a number of accredited courses that I'll get to. But I suppose primarily we believe that Fermanagh and indeed the Fermanagh and Omagh district area, a lot of our communities live along the shoreline. We have a lot of shoreline communities. But what is concerning is there seems to be a growing disconnect with the water and indeed with knowledge around water safety. So we do believe very strongly that a level of water safety proficiency is vital in this area and in our communities. Okay. So the key pieces we worked on in 2020, well, we did the paddle sports hire and the summer camps from the water activity zone in Enniskillen. We also hosted a number of school groups, and we worked closely with the youth and community sector to host a number of groups from there as well. We carried out different pieces of disability access work, one of course being that film which was produced in partnership with Waterways Ireland as part of a series called Stories from the Waterways. And there's a whole host of videos on that. Some of them are absolutely superb. We delivered a number of courses in terms of paddle sport development, first aid, and National Water Safety Management, which is an RLSS, Royal Life Saving Society programme around safety and water. We partnered up with the Lough Erne Resort to deliver a stand-up paddleboarding programme out there last summer. And we also delivered a number of bushcraft camps, and in the picture there you can see our lead instructor Anthony teaching young Micheál how to fire what's loosely a bow and arrow but was previously just a hazel saplings growing out of the hedge. So it's always nice to see things like that. In terms of 2021 then, where do we hope to go? Well, we would hope to be delivering more training skills and accredited courses. We hope to be working from the Castle Island Activity Centre and developing that as a resource for the town, for the area, and obviously for tourists coming into the area as well, and be that domestic. Obviously, international travel looks like it probably won't happen this year, or if it does, in a very limited capacity. But certainly we believe that Enniskillen has so much to offer, even on a domestic level, for tourism. The Lough Erne Resort is also still on the radar, and hopefully will develop significantly this year in terms of the programme we deliver from there. Our disability access programme will continue to push forward to increase access for people with a disability, and will continue to work with various groups and the likes of private family members from the community, like you saw in that video. We have a shop coming in the next couple of weeks, and that will involve the sale of various water sports equipment, paddle sports equipment, bushcraft equipment, and primarily, I suppose, we recognised there was a gap for high quality wetsuits in the area, so we will be an agent for Rip Curl wetsuits, which I would firmly believe is as good as you can go in wetsuits. So if anyone is looking for a new wetsuit because the stitching's going in the old one, do give me a shout and I'll see what we can do for you. We'll continue to develop water sports in Enniskillen. We know that we have another partner coming to Enniskillen this year to deliver water sports as well, in the form of Earn Adventures. We look forward to working with them, but we will continue to develop as best we can the water sports access and the programme of activity in Enniskillen. And of course, adventure tours, COVID permitting, and the picture there is, well, it was the best place I could find to get a view of Rannochmoor in the Highlands of Scotland last year. And so we would hope that things will open up enough that we will be able to get back over there with our groups to explore the wilderness. Okay, so I've just pulled out a few of the partners that we've worked with over the last few months, and if I have left anyone off, I apologise, but this is not meant to be exhaustive. Obviously, we've worked very closely with the Lough Erne Resort. We've worked with Barry and Earn Water Taxi, Mark and Andrew and Earn Boat Hire, Little Crumb Cottages, Damien. We've worked with Share Discovery Village. We've worked with various different Fermanagh hotels, closely with Waterways Ireland and indeed Fermanagh Noma District Council. And we've also sort of worked with and linked in with a number of partners in other ways, such as through social media and stuff. And I see Isabel from Corlee on the call this morning, and I know that they will be very active supporters of us on social media, and we try to return the favour. So I think that is a very important network piece that we do carry out and that we really do value. And so anyone who is following us on social media and stuff, thank you very much for any likes and shares that you do and can give. Okay, well, I think we are doing breakout rooms, so we'll not bother with questions just now. You can scribble my number and stuff down very quickly if you want, but I gather there's an email going out afterwards from Karen and Joanne, so I'm sure that will be contained within there. Thank you very much for your time, folks, and that's it from me for now.
Thank you very, very much for that, Cialan, a really good overview of what it is you do. Folks, I'm going to stop sharing here for a minute just so we can have more of a chat. So I suppose what I was, we can take Q&A at this point, but what we were hoping to do next was a little bit about getting to know each other. You know, a few of the presenters talked about it during the session there, that really, you know, the importance is about networking and getting to know each other and just knowing the product that we have. I mean, we've such great product across the district. And again, it's working together, working collaboratively, you know, knowing that you can pick up the phone and ring whoever to make arrangements for your visitors. So we're going to just spend 5-7 minutes, not particularly long, just a few minutes in some breakout rooms so you can have a chat with each other. So if you bear with me for a minute, I will aim to use the technology and break you out. As I say, there's no leading questions, there's nothing you have to say or don't have to say, but just have a chat with the people in the room with you, and then we'll gather back for a finale. All right, finale, a farewell, because we expect some big show.
You're getting a good job.
I know. We'll wait till the end. When we get our experiences up, maybe we'll have a finale then, Teresa, huh?
So, sorry, I'm a novice too. So you're going to direct our breakout room. So you're going to direct me to a breakout room.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm not going to get lost in the web ether.
No. Let me see. Oh, Maybe it's automatically. No. So let me see. Katrina and this. I'm just trying to say you have to bear with me in the technology here. So let's see what happens. Oh no, here we go. Teresa, Tanya. Now, I don't know where you're going to end up, folks. There could be one room with a pile of people in it. There could be one room with no one in it. But sure, look at. Let's see what happens. The ways go. It'll take a wee minute. It'll whir, and then it'll. Yeah, Tanya, you could have been giving us a Jerusalem instruction. Is that everyone away? Isabel? Oh. Hello? Oh, okay. Apologies, Isabel. I'm gonna try and put you somewhere here now. I had selected you to room 1. Let me see. Okay. Maybe it's not allowing me to put you to a room if you don't have a microphone, Isabel. I think that must be it, Isabel.
Sorry,
No.
Karen. Karen,
Yeah.
can I?
We got cut off. Teresa got cut off in her prime there. She's just getting going.
Apologies.
Can I just ask? Isabel was just informing us in our group that she has a blog on Sunday about 10 experiences in the area, and I was just asking her to put up where the blog is so that we could share that in the chat so everyone could see.
I love Isabel's blogs.
I haven't come across them before. That's why I was at. No, that was asking.
Great. Yeah, I see that. I think I did see it in your room chat. But I suppose we could put it in the main chat.
Oh, is
but,
that the
Coralie.com/blog.
Oh, right. I thought
yeah.
that was the link to her activities. I didn't realize that was to her blog.
Yeah, /blog. So, folks, thanks that. I hope you were able to have a wee bit of a chat. I'm just gonna share again for one wee moment here. So, so really, I just want to thank you. I want to thank our presenters. Again, really interesting and great to see what people are doing. And the opportunities that are available for everyone to participate in. So I hope that people do start taking advantage of those as well. As I say, we will include the link for the expression of interest for the rural tourism programme in the follow-up email. So anybody who hasn't and is interested in it, please do get in touch with us. And as I say, share it with anybody who you think might want to participate in that. The next session of FAMTRIP Friday is on Friday the 23rd of April, and we will communicate with you in the next week or so who we will have presenting then. I know we did touch on it the last day that we are developing the video library so that you will be able to access the videos and things that we're sharing directly from our website and then from Fermanagh Lakeland Tourism website in time as well. But it's still a work in progress, so bear with us, but we'll let you know as soon as they're available, and then you can download them for your own use. As I said previous, tourism development at fermanaghoma.com if you want to get in touch with us, if there's anybody you would like to hear from, anybody you know that's offering something great that that people need to hear about, let us know and we will happily contact them and invite them to participate. And anything else, yeah, that's really it. So that's all from us, folks. Again, just thank you to our presenters, thank you to those who attended, and we look forward to seeing you soon. That's it. All right. Bye now.
Thanks very much.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Tanya. Bye.
Thanks, girls.
Bye, Nessa. Bye.